Welcome, Chris. Welcome to the stretch run for today, Saturday, December 16th. We have a mostly wet and soggy day in front of us here at both in Chicago and Florida, I believe by you. How are you doing, Chris?
I'm doing good. It is certainly been raining all day. It, it's supposed to rain all night. So the one turf race at Gulfstream is off. It's no longer 2 miles. It's like what, a mile and 5/6 to 5/8 or something like that on the Tapeta. And Tampa is obviously off the turf as well. I don't think they carted any turf races today though.
Yeah.
So not a lot of scratches.
Makes sense.
Hey, Andy.
Hey, Andy.
What's going on? Hello, Scott. Welcome. Yeah, we'll probably do some Los Alamitos race course once they get going in an hour and a half. We'll probably be here about 3 hours. So thanks for joining, folks. Oldie has got a ticket up there for you to go over the late pick 5 at Aqueduct, which I believe is fast.
Yes, Aqueduct is fast, as is Laurel. So we may focus a little more on Laurel there than we typically do. But
why don't you go through that, and then we'll hop over to the Tampa race, which starts in 5 minutes.
Sounds great. All right, so Aqueduct, first race. Thought this was a 2 or 3 horse race here. So you have the 10 who won first time out for Bill Mott. You'll notice in the trouble line here, had some start trouble and was eased. So I'm throwing this race out here, but I really like this horse a lot. I also think that this 3 horse who's top pace could potentially be a single here. If I didn't like a single elsewhere, this is where I would have gone. This horse is beaten better than this group. Has won on dry, won on the slop, is getting a GSR bump, and is not projected to be the favorite and is not being bet as the favorite right now. And then the 5 horse, who's your E top pick for Brad Cox here as well, just missed against, let's call similar on the grass, comes back to dirt here. And, at 7 furlongs, didn't run well last time out, but is likely to catch a not quite as hot of a pace this time. So
yeah,
those were my.
Did you hear what the story was with the Cox horses yesterday?
I did not know. Did you hear?
Yeah, I read something where there was a vet screw up, and horses were given Bute, either 24 hours before, and he scratched them all, so he would not have a positive. But they had shipped in, and they got it when they shipped in, and then mistakenly got it again within too close to race time. So, and it's not, there's nothing really crazy there, but that's the smart thing to do and not let it roll.
Yes.
Hey, Tony. Hey, Mike. Hey, Chuck.
And welcome to Mike, Matt, Stewie, and Steve, who have joined us on Twitter/X as well. Oh, nice. Welcome, guys. I am
Chuck,
single. Go ahead. Sorry.
That's it, Chuck. We're going to go over your fairgrounds horse here as we get closer as well. I'm liking that one more and more. So, all right, Oldie, back to you.
I am singled to the Chad Brown second-time starter in this allowance non-winner of 1 race. Savings rate, top E pick, second win percentage. Think this horse sits a perfect trip here, and was working well for its unveiling. Isn't taking that long off. They did not ship this horse out. I think based on the pace scenario here, this horse should sit nicely. The 4 horse Oceans Reserved is owned by or partially owned by EE user PJ, who was in my class on Thursday night. This horse has beaten better than this group, but is over 3 at the distance. Definitely would have been my second choice, and I also like the long shot here, the one disarmed some. But I went with the single of the 5, the Chad Brown horse here.
Yeah, I could see
And
that. Hey, Derek,
and
what's going on? No soccer bets today? I enjoy those on the weekend, and you've been on fire.
yep, Derek's
Thanks for joining
excellent
me.
with English Premier League bets for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And horses. Derek and I have been doing this for a long time, together and disagreeing over horses, but working things out. So,
Coming up on 4
Aqueduct
years. Coming up
race
on 4 years.
8. Yeah, that's crazy. Um, Aqueduct race 8. I added this 11 horse who's 9% and top G, or not top GSR, but right there in GSR, because the pace scenario seemed to play out that this horse could potentially get an easy lead. It's beaten 70s. This is an easier group. Granted, it's going longer. It's losing 3 points of GSR, but there's no secretariat in this group. It was the way I looked at it. The 7's a little interesting for Mod. It's a maiden, so the system seems to like maidens in these type of races, though. And
Mm-hmm.
the 6, who's the second win, first pick for Rob Atras, is second time out here. That this horse looks like it can really run as well. And then I spread across the 2 and the 8 as well. And anytime you get a double-digit figure on a 8-1 horse, those are hard to pass up for Duggan, and there may be an opportunity that this horse can rate a little bit as well. I was my secondary single here was 12 Brick Ambush. If the post was better, would have been the single for me. But hate the post. Still could win here. I also think the long shot Antonio of Venice has a decent shot here to go gate to wire, coming off the layoff for Rudy against weaker than this horse has been facing, according to SOR. Gets about a 6-point SOR break here. So if this horse can get on the lead, I think from the inside it's very dangerous, especially since the other speeds are to the far outside and might just get a perfect trip here. The system loved this 9 horse for Linda Rice, just missed in the Sleepy Hollow in the slop, gets a dry track here, has a nice GSR, and is the favorite on the morning line. And then finally in the last race, it looks on paper like a 3-horse race, the 2, 6, and 10. The 4, the long shot first time starter, is the one I left off that might end up burning me there.
You still use paper?
Do I still use paper?
Yeah. Well, you said paper, on paper.
On paper. No, I do not. Well, let's say on Excel or on EE. Tony loves the 12 as well. He thinks everybody's singling the 9 there in race 4 or leg 4. And, for me, the issue with the 12 is mostly the post.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, agreed.
You're going to have to eat ground there. And to me, that's the biggest issue. You do some you have some class here with the 1 and the 9 as well. So some interesting horses. And the 7 for Morley, who's a maiden as well, is losing a bunch of points in GSR, but is working well, or was working well before being unveiled in a second time out at 13%. So as a
All right.
possible price.
So $112.50 50-cent ticket. They are moving to behind the gate and will begin loading here shortly. So,
yeah, and unfortunately, at a track that we cannot show live as of today. Hopefully, that will change sometime in the near future. But I feel like we've been saying that for a long time.
well,
Lots
technically,
of good. We got a great audience today on Twitter. This are the most number of people I've seen join from the Twitter broadcast. So I know they can't comment from Twitter, but welcome, guys.
yeah, thanks for joining up. We appreciate it. Hit the heart button on Twitter. Hit the like button on YouTube. And we'll see if we can get this one home. Hello,
Absolutely.
Kit. How are you? Thanks for joining. So end of the year coming up next week is going to be light. We'll probably be only on for a couple hours. There's only not a whole lot going on, but we will be back here on December 26th for Santa Anita opening day. Gulfstream should be in full swing by then with the championship meet and turf racing. Where on Twitter, Scott? That would be on the EquinEdge Twitter account. And then we'll be back that weekend for some fun as well.
And
the 26th is usually a really good card at Santa Anita. You get the Malibu Stakes. There's a few other stakes races, usually pretty good field. And
we are efforting Scotty for those shows as well.
Yeah, and
or
Justin
at least one of those shows. So, and and I believe Justin will be on several of those. So, but I'm sure everybody would love it. An EquineEdge update from Scotty. So we're trying to make that happen for you.
Mm-hmm. All right, go to the gate. Oldy, I got to take a quick call.
All right, you take a call. We're going in the gate, and then we'll go to Laurel, which is 5 minutes away, right after that. And since I can't show it, I will do the best I can to call it. As they're going in the gate right now, the 11.
Can you hear Chris Griffin?
I cannot hear Chris Griffin, no.
How about now?
Still no.
Well, he's not talking.
Well, they'll do it every time. The 9 breaks to the lead on the outside. And here comes a crush of horses on the inside. The 3, the 1. The 3's eventually going to end up with the lead. 9 just pressing slightly off. The 1 to the inside. And the 3 will sit just right off the 1, it looks like, and they'll battle on the lead. The 5 is in 4th, followed by the 11 right now. 5's getting what looks like a great trip. I'm sorry, that's the 10, not the 11. The 10 is that Mott horse that we talked about. Right now it's the 9 and the 3 up on the front. The 9 at a huge price. Battling, nobody really coming. The 5's trying to get out. 3's got a slight head in front. Here comes the 5. Can the 9 pull the upset? No, the 5 will hold on and get up at the finish at 3-1. Rocket and Roll for Brad Cox with Javier Castellano. Guy pretty much had a perfect trip. Perfect setup with the battle on the lead there for the 5 Rocket and Roll. So we move on there.
All right.
All right. So Laurel, I also had a ticket there. This first leg at Laurel looks pretty chalky. I do think the 6 has a chance to steal this race on the front end. something that it's been able to do in the past. Did beat 54s by almost 9 lengths. 3 back at Parks. I don't know if the Parks juice for Moscow is in effect here, but and then you have the 1, the 1A, and the 3. So we really have 4 horses here, not 3. And the 1 and the 1A are your top 2 picks. The 3 is your second win percentage for Breon, second off the claim, goes back to dirt where this horse belongs. Won a race at Saratoga for Handle. Then this leg looked like a spread leg. I just had the ticket generator spread. The 7's a very interesting horse here at 10-1, but is 2 of 3 at the distance. And the only horse in this race that's won multiple times at this distance. So interesting horse there. It looks like the favorite probably scratched out of this race. And then I'm single to the 4 Witty here, who hopefully will be pretty witty. Looks to me like he'll get a perfect setup here. Has been facing better on the turf, moves to dirt here. GSR is still good. The 1 who's the second choice has a lot of other pace pressure to deal with. Could just be the speed of the speed, but have to take into account the other pace here. But we do have the nest juice factor as well. And then the 3, 6, 1, 7, and 8. And you see the win percentages are spread pretty handily here. The 1's your top SOR and had been facing stakes and graded stakes company and is dropping in here. Going to see a nice drop. 7 at a huge price is 12% to win. Then you have your E top pick who's only 10%, the 8 horse, but lots of yellow. And then finally, to close it out, we are 2, 5, 7. And the 7 possibly was a single here, but again, there were 3 horses across the win percentage that looked like they were possible. So that's the quick version. I know they are getting close to the gate here, so let's pull up Laurel and we'll watch this one. We can watch this one together.
Good single, Derek. Welcome, Brad. Thanks for joining. Derek is singling the 6 in leg 1.
I think that's distinctly possible here.
Good luck, Derek.
Usually at this time of year, it's Laurel that's sloppy.
Yeah.
Big cup.
Oldy, you're 1, 3, 6 here.
Yep.
I wonder what Brad's late pick 5 is.
Emirates Affair.
I can't.
Western Lane. Gold Digging Broad.
And then we can go to Gulfstream right after this, Oldy.
Absolutely.
Going 7 for
Gulfstream race 6. And they did announce, guys, at Gulfstream that they're moving up the post times.
And they're
so just keep in mind that if you're playing there, that those races are not going to have as much time in between.
Broad near the inside, joining the party too. The inside is Loving Cup, who's next. Between horses, Patty Cakes and Western Lane second to last. And
Baker's man
trails the field. Emirates Affair leads the way just a half length inside, outside. Company outside the haunted room. Down to the inside, Gold Digging Broad.
A little more pace pressure than I want on Derek's single, though.
Lane trying to push on to 4. Yeah. Loving Cup is at the rail, a close 5th, and Patty Cakes out there 3 to go the far turn. Run Rousey Express follows that about 4 wide as they pass the half-mile pole, and Bella Bettina trailing. Only 6 lengths will cover them around the far turn. Emirates Affair as Gold Digging Broad pushes through the inside.
Yeah, and being
and
in
the
between.
Haunted Room is right there. 2 more lengths, and Loving Cup trying to slip through the inside. A Western Lane is next. Then the outside is Patty Cakes, and Bella Bettina held up in second to last position has run but needs to get through some traffic. And Rousey Express trails the field, top of the stretch now. The Haunted Room kicks away. The Haunted Room leads the way from Gold Digging Broad in second. Bella Bettina's now found racing room between horses. Extreme outside. Patty Cakes on the scene late, diving down to the inside. Bella Bettina surging through down to the inside. The Haunted Room and Bella Bettina and Western Lane to the outside. 3 across the track. Bella Bettina in a driving finish at Western Lane in the Haunted Room. Close fourth as well with Patty Cakes on the far outside.
Baker's Man. All right, so we got 0 minutes to post. Gulfstream race 6 here. All right, so
on the synthetic.
Yep, on the synthetic. 5.5 furlongs. The 7 is your heavy favorite here. Lucy's Cookie gonna be on the lead. Or near the lead. The 1, your second choice, similar pace number, is a possibility that this could set up for somebody coming late because of that.
I like the 8 a bit here. No Violence, second time out, sappy claim.
Yeah.
Off since September.
And how often do you get 9-1 on a sappy horse at Gulfstream?
And it's a second time starter, you know. That's one thing that I agree with Mike Joyce a lot on, is that there aren't too many second time starters that I don't like. That big number the other night at Turfway, the $100 plus horse, I think it was like a third or fourth time starter.
Well, keep in mind the long shot just missed and is getting Saez. Just missed at this distance last time and is getting Saez. That might be a horse to look out for as well.
He flew back to Florida. Wasn't he in Remington last night?
Yes.
Yeah. He flew back probably early this morning. I can't imagine too many flights out of Remington at midnight unless they were on a private plane, but he's back. Yes, I'm just not sure on the trainer there for that 3. That's why I like the 8 a little better. It's taking some money.
Yeah.
All right, throw it up. Then we've got Oaklawn is gone. So we'll have a little bit of a break. Woodbine race 7 would be the next one up after that.
Let's see. So Oaklawn, what happened at Oaklawn?
Then we can look at that fairgrounds, because I wanted to do something with the 5 horse in race 5. And we're coming up to race 3, so can do some sort of
5 horse. Gotcha.
We
lost you though. We lost you for a minute. Actually, Oaklawn hasn't gone yet. I'm going to keep an eye on that as well. But I like I don't mind. At Oaklawn, I like the 5. Back to Ohio. 4 for 4 at the distance. Top pick. Top win percentage. Can rate. So got the Ravelli juice.
I like this, kind of like the long shot there a little bit. Third off. The other cocks. I'm sure there's at least 2 in here, right? Nope, just 1.
I'm going to throw the volume on here.
They are loading at Oaklawn.
They're loading at Oaklawn, loading at Gulfstream.
All right. I'll keep track of Oaklawn.
The horses are at the gate. It's now post time. Rainbow 6 will close at about 290,000 or so, maybe a little more than that. 4 to 5 favorite is Lucy's Cookie under jockey
45% takeout, unless you're the single ticket winner.
Cookie just went into the gate. Jamaican colors represented with 2 Mobe Princess. Jockey Anthony Thomas already on the Saturday scoreboard today.
The A train.
Right, though, Mobe Princess. In a blink going forward. Here's I Say So. Now Oro. No violence to the outside.
I was sick all week, Chris. So today's the first day I'm feeling like myself.
The 5 is on the lead.
They're off. Lucy's Cookie, quick off the blocks. I Say So and Mobe Princess away second and third. Driven hard into fourth is Oro. Back from there goes Oya Thunder and Mo Twilight out a bit deep on the course. The early trailer is No Violence. Lucy's Cookie gets a very easy lead here. Leads by 2.5 in the run to the far turn. I Say So hot on the chase from second. These two have opened 5 on a 3-wide Mo Twilight. In between horses, Oro holding down the rail is Mobe Princess. Back from there in a blink and Oya Thunder. The trailer is No Violence. 22-1 for the opening quarter. Lucy's Cookie clear by 2.5 with no excuse from there. I Say So clearly second, still well clear of the others.
Yeah, Lucy's Cookie looks like a winner here.
5-1 at Oaklawn. 4 wide is in a blink. The run of Mo Twilight has stalled as they reach the top of the lane. Lucy's Cookie trying to put the finishing touches on a dominant effort. She's 1/8 of a mile from home and 7 on top.
I Say So. There was a race like this yesterday at Gulfstream.
Down the stand side. Lucy's Cookie.
Where there was a stand side winner.
Lucy's Cookie by as much as she wants. It was probably 8 in the end.
Or was it
I Say So held on to second.
It was Gulfstream, right? No, it was the last race at Turfway.
Yeah.
That 10-horse won from the couldn't corner, went to the far outside, basically to the far rail.
All right, 3 minutes to Woodbine. 8 minutes to Tampa.
All right, so Woodbine.
The Bine.
The
Bine's last day is tomorrow, and then they go into hibernation.
Yeah, and you're getting some of those last horses that they're just trying to either get claimed and somebody else has to take them for the winter. Type races too here. There's a lot of non-winners of here. Your 2 favorites are one for 16 and one for 14. The 10's 1 win came over a year ago.
Yeah, I'm just going to take the long shot here. Small win.
Yeah, I was going to say that was the exact horse I was thinking too. It has been stopping. His second time with trainer. He's 22% second time off the claim. You're getting 4-1 here. That's a gift. You should take it. And you're not looking at like 12 races ago a victory, like on the 4 and the 10.
Yeah, I mean, there's just no yellow in sight there. When you got to scroll to find it.
Yep.
I don't know. There was I saw Nick Hines had posted the other day. He had a pick 4 at Charlestown, and he singled like an 0 for 46 horse or something, and it won. And it paid like $400 or whatever. And I'm like, that's great, because I'm never going to use an 0 for 46 horse, let alone single it. Derek's taking the shot on the 9 at Woody.
All right. Derek's excellent at Woody, so you've got to consider that there. Smiles for David. Hopefully will not bring a frown to his face.
I'm going to go 9-7 just because of Derek. 9-7 box.
9-7 box. I'm just looking here at the system. So let's take a look here. 10's top SOR, top pace. Your top GSR is the 4. But let's look at the other win percentages here. So it is Woodbine, so you can do some pretty cheap trifectas. So why not a 20-cent 7, 3, 8, 9 try here? Of course, in our talking, the 7's now the favorite. But again, I'm trying to put together a try that not only that's low risk and could pay. 7-3-9-8. The 8's currently sitting at 32-1 and is 12% on the win line. That's my thought on that. And the 3 just scratched. Best laid plans.
Yeah. Gav's Dream Girl.
Yep. So I'm just going to shift that into an exacta box. 7, 8, 9. Late Stewart scratch. Let me bring up the Woodbine feed here for everybody. They're still circling around.
I don't know, maybe, 18 races left to Robert Geller? When do they start back up again? Spring? Probably?
Yeah. Yeah, they start up March-ish, I believe it is. It's a long... They run for a long time, though, and the turf course doesn't typically open up till late May, I want to say.
Well, what's interesting is that Churchill has got that deal with Ascot for those turf races on Derby weekend or whatever it is. But what happens if they can't run on the turf?
I've seen nothing about them fixing the surface. And we're going on 4 years now, or 3 years now of this, new turf course that clearly isn't working.
Dutto now calls them to the line, and the coast is clear as far as Gav's Dream Girl being taken away from the main track as a late scratch. And going to the line is Bridge to Nowhere to start the move up. Gate 1.
All right, we're going in the gate here.
And walks up for Jason Hoyt.
Jason and his Hoyt.
And comes to the rail. Moves straight in. Flowers and Berries. Fraser Abley in the neon yellow that looks green is Crypto Gains. Moving up for a start is Crypto Gains for Leo Salas. Hot Omelette.
Hot Omelette
has gone in, and now it's the turn of Speedy Bubbles. Races with blinkers today. Joining the line is Gold Forester. Out to 7-1. Smiles for David is next. And to the outside gate, Silver Bullet Lady at the jump. Equal favorite. The field is in. Locked up. Off they run, a great start and best away. Silver Bullet Lady coming through. Gold Forester, Speedy Bubbles and Flowers and Berries on the inside. And running clear, Speedy Bubbles. Racing in behind them in the early part is Smiles for David's now got back behind Crypto Gains. Second last, Hot Omelette, the centre moving up pretty well. And last on the inside is Bridge to Nowhere. Shooting clear, Speedy Bubbles, a length and a half, Silver Bullet Lady. And racing third on the inside, about a half behind is Flowers and Berries. A length and away came Crypto Gains. Up on the outside goes Gold Forester. And then Hot Omelette, Smiles for David, and last is Bridge to Nowhere. Running to the 3/8 in front by a length is still Speedy Bubbles from Silver Bullet Lady. Flowers and Berries third. A couple away, Crypto Gains. Hot Omelette's finally in the clear. Has started to run on pretty well around the outside of Gold Forester. And now Bridge to Nowhere starting to wind up is second last, and Smiles for David last. On the outside, Silver Bullet Lady ranges up. and trying to go by. It's Speedy Bubbles, taken on by Silver Bullet Lady. Flowers and Berries the inside in third, a gap to Hot Omelette, and finding in the lead Speedy Bubbles, about 3/4 to Silver Bullet Lady. The danger's Flowers and Berries up the inside, the shortcut to victory, and Flowers and Berries
You gotta
and
shut
Fraser
that
Abley
rail down.
racing away, darting on to score. Flowers and Berries by 2.5. Second place, Speedy Bubbles. Third, Silver Bullet Lady, and a flying fourth, Bridge to Nowhere. 112.
All right, we got Tampa race 6 about to go off. Here it appears. That's one we can't show, but they're sloppy there. Let's take a quick look at Tampa. You have Practical Way as your favorite, but as your top EE pick, but second win percentage. You're getting 9-2 on your top win percentage. The 2-horse Highbrow, who's also the long shot. So maybe some value there on Highbrow, who's now 4-1, over Practical Way, who appears to be more of a need the lead type. And as well, Hopscotch likes to win a lot, so that horse needs to be considered. But I like the 2 Highbrow here as my top pick. You're muted, Chris. You're still muted.
All right, I figured it out. Hey, Colin, how are you?
Hey, Colin, how you doing? Matt, how you doing? All right, so
Chair, Matt, how's it going? You've been doing fairly well lately. Good to see that.
And you see here that Practical Way still out of the 10 hole. And also, I think we ran these numbers last year around the Tampa Bay Derby, that these wide posts at Tampa don't do very well.
Correct.
Wider than the 8 post is very tough. You know, and I also look at this 10, at least based on what we know of it, it appears to need the lead.
All right, 1 minute to post at Aqueduct. They're going to the gate at Tampa. So, Oldy, you can handle Tampa. I'll deal with Aqueduct there. Running around. The 7 is super pretty. Nice. Great horse.
I'm not sure who's going to go off first here, Aqueduct or Tampa.
Probably Tampa. Aqueduct, they're still.
Tampa's loading at least, so.
Yeah. Aqueduct, they're behind the gate.
Yeah, and guys, if you know, Matt at Armchair, he's got some great products out there. He posts a lot of free stuff as well. So follow him on Twitter for more information there.
Yeah, Matt, maybe on the 26th, we'll have you on for a bit for some Santa Anita races for the stakes.
All right, they are loaded at Tampa. Still not loaded at Aqueduct.
No.
And we're off. I need a Tampa 2 here. Sorry, a little football humor. Football defense humor.
All right, Matt, we'll sync up with you as we get closer.
Yeah. Well, 2 looks like maybe that horse doesn't like the slop. I'm just saying. And maybe judging too soon.
We're loading at Aqueduct.
The 5 and the 10 are in a pretty pitched pace duel here. 45.
Yeah, what I was talking about last time we were watching Turfway is that you never see the kind of battle like you saw in the Springboard Mile at Remington at Turfway.
Well, you don't see the horses on the lead win those races.
No, but I mean, those two horses last night, I mean, they battled all the way around, and you just don't see that there. It's always a mad scramble at the end.
Here comes my 2. Easy winner.
All right.
At Tampa.
I had a few shekels on that one. All right, we're getting ready to load.
We are. The 9 is being a jerk and won't go in the gate. All right, he's in.
Locked
We're
it.
all in. And now we're restless in the gate. And we're off.
All right, so that's the problem, Oldy. I got to use Chrome because we're in the same place.
All right. The 1, as predicted, disarmed on the lead. 5 broke a little slow. Rushed
The 8 in the
up.
race 9 at Tampa. I'll look, Eric.
The 4 and the 5, the 2 favorites, are both getting pretty good trips, kind of running together. The 9 is getting first run. It looks like the 4, PJ's 4, 5 is going backwards. I don't think the 5's going to win here, but the 4's got a really good shot here. If they can get this horse on task. One may just hang on here, and it looks like the 1's going to go gate to wire disarmed for Rudy Rodriguez there.
149. That should be a pretty decent try.
Yep. Well, the 4 in there is what's going to hurt. But the 9 for sure.
With 9-1 over 2-1 over 53-1 without the 5 in there, yep. I'm going to say 280.
All right. So you said Tampa, Derek. Well, we did have a request for.
Doesn't like that horse, Derek. It's 4%, 15-1 EE morning line. The GSR is 51. The top GSR is 69. It's way down on the list there, but it is has a win in place at the distance, so that's helpful. But that goes back quite a while. You are second off the layoff here. Trainer is 13%. That was a good call, Tony. Wire to wire. Nice price.
I do think, guys, and that the 7 horse pay zone in race 9 at Gulfstream has a decent shot to go gate to wire here. Just based on it's the dirt at Gulfstream. The other speed is scratched out here. This might be one to consider taking a real shot on if you get those prices. So I might play something like this. I don't know that I want to go that deep in this race, but as the system wants to. I'm just looking at this here. Doc Aimster has 4 wins here as the long shot. I don't like the 4.
All right, Goldie, we got 3 minutes to Gulfstream. Gulfstream is fast and furious.
That's what I'm putting up right now here. Is a little bit of a Gulfstream ticket. System wants to go narrow in the last leg. I do not.
He does not. Gulfstream has been updated to sloppy now, too.
I do think that the just look here. So
I'm going to roll with the you singled the 5, right, at Gulfstream?
Well, I was looking at maybe singling this 7 horse that's top pace. 10%.
The 5's got to win on the slop at the distance at Gulfstream.
This 5?
Yeah. Maptitude.
No, I was thinking Super Chow when you're talking about the 5.
Gulfstream Park, race 7?
Race 7, okay.
Yeah.
No, I was not singling the 5 there.
Start of the pick 5. I thought it was second one. Yeah, I like the 5 at the price for sure, with the win on the slop as a maiden. Dropping back down into Claimer.
I do think you need those 4 in the last. That's taking too many horses in this leg.
The New York Stallion Stakes. Tony, what do you like in the next 2 races? Give us some insight.
Well, Brad likes. What have you got, Brad? You're all over the place. I thought they were wide.
All over the place, he says.
I thought they were pretty wide open races too. So.
Well, that trifecta paid $280. So, not too bad. Aqueduct, Tony. $280. I said $285. So not too shabby. That's for 50 cents.
All right. So
I was
that's
telling
where I am for Gulfstream. I don't know that I'll. It could end up pretty chalky here if the 2 wins this first leg.
Yeah, Brad's always on the hunt for a double.
Brad is always on the hunt for a double, and rightfully so.
All right, Oldie, let's put this one up.
All right. So you wanted to single the 5 horse here.
Yeah, why not?
At 5-1. So I'm just pulling this for everybody.
No, there's somebody jogging a horse without a jock. That's never a good sign. I was telling Brad this story, Oldie. I've been playing a bunch of poker down at Tampa over the last few months, and there's a regular there that he really doesn't play the horses, and his grandkids were coming in, and he wanted to take him to the race. He's like, well, what should I do? I'm like, well, give him each $3 for each race, and tell him to play tries. 3-horse tri-horse box would cost you $3, and just tell them they can't take the first and the second choice. They got to throw those out and pick 3 other ones. Well, in race 3 and 4, they hit the try. One kid hit one kid hit the other, and it paid $1,500 total. The first one paid $1,390, and then they hit the second one. They were like really excited, and that one only paid $100. So they were like, "What the hell?" Well, you picked 3 long shots in the other one. So he said it was the best $54 he's ever spent on the grandkids. So they each got $500 in cash, and then he kept the rest for their bankroll because they want to go back in a couple weeks. They will be back, Scott. They are hooked. One's 12 and one's 14. So then I told him to buy a subscription. And then he texted me and says, I have no idea how any of this works. So that's the lesson for Monday night.
And the answer is the system does a lot of the work for you.
Yeah. Well, I told him let the kids monkey with it because they'll figure it out quicker than he will.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Very true.
So.
All right, let's see if you can get the 5 home here over the heavily favored 2. Sound. I don't know why you're not hearing the sound, are you?
No.
The horses are at the gate.
Because he wasn't talking.
It's now post time. Lining up and moving in for race number 7. The odds-on favorite is number 2,
will be
Practico.
next.
Irad Ortiz Jr. riding for Jose D'Angelo.
Jose. And Laurel as well.
In the line next goes Moonstrike.
Well, Laurel we can show, so we'll go there.
Now they're working with Maptitude.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brad, that should just be something that
Midnight
casual
Onyx.
person does. I mean,
On the
you could
outside,
throw the
Unity
favorite
will
in or
complete the
second
line.
choice in every once in a while, but you know, all you need is one of those ones to hit.
They're in line and ready for
you're
6
always going
furlong.
to get paid. Three to win 100 is, I mean, if we could all do that twice a day, every day, it would be awesome.
And they're off. Practico a step slow to get going. Quick
Good.
start for Midnight Onyx, who heads off for the early advantage, sent through at the rail as
Gonna race out and rush
He's
out.
now moving to challenge. Practico needs room. He's got no place to race. In between horses, it's Maptitude with Unity on the outside.
Why not move
Then
all these
Practico
races
is
to
in hand
the
second last? The early
Tampa
trailer while angling to the center is Moonstrike.
with
And the run to the half-mile
with it
point.
in this
On
condition?
the outside, it's Midnight Onyx for a narrow lead. 4 wide, Unity. Right with them is Maptitude. Holding down the rail is Austinonian, and now angling for a racing run is Practico. Favorite's only 2.5 off the lead, so even after the slow break, he's well situated at this stage. The trailer is Moonstrike. 22-2 for the opening quarter. Unity makes a 4-wide blitz to take the lead. On his back is the favorite Practico, who has to go to work now. Back at the inside, it's Maptitude.
He might have a little bit of
between
horse
horses,
here.
Midnight Onyx, they're at the top of the stretch. They went 45-1 for the opening
7
half
floated
mile.
wide.
Unity turns first on top by 2.5. Practico to the attack toward the inside. Maptitude running again as Terry Pompey is 1-2 with 1/8 of a mile to go. Maptitude runs at Unity. Maptitude takes the lead. Unity is back to second. Then Austonian and Practico. Maptitude in front. Maptitude wins from Unity.
There's another good example at a short field there. The 2 runs out of the money.
Yep.
All right, Laurel, they're off.
They are. The 8 running off like it's nobody's business. Probably in the many races I've seen at Laurel.
No sound.
No sound. Okay.
Is Veil of Honor.
Usually too fast when you see a horse going off that
from
far.
Cloud Music, the lead is 3 lengths with Run Yunest, Ask for More from third. Cava See You Later is in fourth and Steel Money. Turning in, there's a 1/4 mile left to go. Long run home to the second finish line. And it's Running River, give it a tap on the shoulder now with a solid 5-6 length lead. Cloud Music drifting a bit toward the center of the track. My Mamba
looks like he's going to hang on.
Outside,
unless the 7 comes late.
Money in between horses, a furlong left to go.
Derek, post that in the WhatsApp chat so I don't lose it.
Steel Money is in the battle with My Mamba. They're second and third, and Gambling Czar is fourth. Run River ran all the way. Toledo Triple, Running River. Steel Money second, and Gambling Czar.
All right.
Oaklawn. Super Ocho on the lead.
Minute 38.91.
1-1 favorite. 5 at 8-1 sitting second. The 2 at 9-1, and the 9 at 14-1.
We call the 1-1s even money shots.
It's true, we do call it that, but
Super Ocho, that's not the Ocho. I don't like that. And it's got the anchor. The anchor.
Yeah, when he's good, you could call him the leopard, but
Anchor is he's been doing better since he switched agents.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
he's going to get caught here, I think.
He went to Santos. No, he's not going to get caught. Woodchuck.
How much chalk would a woodchuck chalk?
If a woodchuck could chalk?
Yes.
A lot.
All right, so we got 8 minutes to the bine of the wood. 12 minutes to Aqueduct. So let's look at the bine of the wood here. And you have many time non-winners of many time non-winning. Your long shot 0 for 24 with 5 seconds. So it might be a horse to put in second place in an exact at a big price. Thoughts?
I was just reading a text from Johnny Yu that he hit that pick four at Remington last night on a $6 ticket. We had a bunch of people. We had people.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say a bunch. We had a decent sized class. That's one thing you guys should make sure you tune into. Go to the EquinEdge.com and sign up for a free coaching class. I know they call it coaching class, but we really just go over the system and kind of handicap things out. And we can, because it's a closed environment, we can kind of show things. Oldie, you're what, Thursday nights?
I'm Thursday nights, 7 o'clock. I'm sorry, 8 o'clock Eastern.
I'm Friday nights at 8 o'clock Eastern. I think there's an afternoon one that Scotty does, and Justin does one too, doesn't he?
Yeah, as well as we have a Spanish language one done by Alfredo.
That would be good, because I would be really bad at the Spanish language one.
See?
Uh-huh.
All right, so Woodbine, if you want to play it with the synthetic angle, you got the 6 and the 9, top two E's that match the top two picks. You're getting 5-1 on the 9, which is looking nice there. And if you add
Tony,
in the
last race at Gulfstream is on the Tapeta, and it's not 2 miles. They shortened it up.
Yeah, I think it's 1 mile and 5/8, if I remember correctly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good old Hal. They could have moved this to next weekend too, or something.
They could have moved it till tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't think they'll be on the turf tomorrow.
Probably not. It's going to rain all night. It's going to be really windy tomorrow. One thing I've noticed in Tampa, when it's very windy, the speed on the main track does not hold. It holds on the turf, but not the main track.
Very interesting. Thank you for that.
If you follow Mark Luther on Twitter, he's the morning line maker out there at Tampa, and he always publishes the par times for races. And he follows that up over the course of the card to let you know whether it's above or below. It's kind of useful.
Yeah. So at Woodbine, how about a 2-9? What do I want to throw in here? So let's do a try the right way here. So 20-cent try, we'll do it for $6.
Yeah, well, may as well include the 8 Model S. It's by Mr. Scotty.
Lightly raced too, I like that. But let's throw out the top pick here, because at 9-5 we're not going to make any money if that horse wins.
Well, you will if you get the 8 and 9 in second, or the 8 and the other long shot you had.
Well, the 7 loves second and third, so 9 times out of 24.
Yeah, I'm going to do a 6, 7, 8, 9.
And then the 2 seems to finish. It's 2 of 9 finishing third, so let's throw that in there. And what about this 4? No, let's pass on the 4. And something like that.
Yeah.
Unless you really like the 6.
I'm not married to the 6. I mean, it is a top pick, so I mean, you can play this any different way you want. Last night when we were doing stuff, we were doing tries and things like that, and some people hit and some people didn't. I mean, these were all like $4 to $8, $9 tickets like this and whatnot. I think John hit a few, Mike hit a couple, I hit one.
Yeah,
you know, they're all ones that paid $40 to $60 for cheap.
Yeah, I'll take.
I mean, turf play to me is Bet a little to win a lot, not bet a lot to lose a lot.
And we've talked about Turfway a little bit last week too, but for me, it's at Turfway, it's find a section where there's a horse that you have a strong opinion on.
Exactly.
And you only play that section of the card.
Yeah, and that may not be a pick 5. It may be a pick 4. It may be a pick 3. They got rolling doubles. There's all sorts of good ways to make money there.
Yeah.
I mean,
I did it on a win bet on the horse I liked, who went off as the second choice. Was it race 6 or 7? Race 7, I think it was. The Wesley Ward horse, which I was shocked we got 7-2 on, I believe.
Yeah. All right, they're loading at the bun.
All right, so all right, let me pull up the bind here. Get the sound on. And we are loaded.
And they're off. A perfect start. And one of the best away on the inside. So-called Vacation taken on for the lead by Hey Luigi and coming up fast. War in Charge on the outside for Sophia Vives. Right through in the center, Liam's Awesome and Jack on the outside. And they raced away by 2.5 to Rock Bullet. Patrolman is second last with Model S and 3 or 4 lengths away. Dropping off in last placing early is All for Honor. War in Charge racing out in front and does take command. War in Charge, 1.5 lengths, Hey Luigi, about 4 lengths away, So-called Vacation on the inside of Liam's Awesome, and 2 lengths behind them, Jack, the Rail Patrolman, 1 length to Model S, the inside Rock Bullet, and 4 lengths away last is All for Honor. They race up the backstretch and showing up clearly in the lead. War in Charge at the 5/8 by 4 lengths to Hey Luigi. 1.5 lengths away, Liam's Awesome, and back in fourth, So-called Vacation. Room up the inside.
Not going that fast, but fast for the level.
Well, coming into fourth position. In behind them, Jack, Model S, Rock Bullet tracking Patrolman as they bunch up. And last of all is still All for Honor yet to tack on. They race through the half in 49-2 and still in the lead. War in Charge, but only by a length. Up in second, Liam's Awesome, the center, Hey Luigi. On the outside, Model S. The favorites coming home well. Patrolman on the inside. Then So-called Vacation. Rock Bullet trying to make ground on the inside. Then came Jack, and last as they corner is All for Honor. War in Charge, leader from Hey Luigi. Liam's Awesome, Patrolman wanting a run. And meantime, War in Charge snuck away. And now room up the inside for Patrolman to come on, but is well behind. War in Charge, 3.5. Now getting to work, Patrolman goes to second, and then came Hey Luigi down in the final furlong. Now Patrolman is closing with every stride. Doesn't mean it's too late, not at all.
Yeah, 6 much the best.
Much horse. Rafael Hernandez storms on to win. Patrolman beats War in Charge. All for Honor go up for third. Rock Bullet fourth, 147.31.
Much, much, much the best. All right. We got 4 minutes to Aqueduct here. Who do you like? As the saying goes. I think this race is pretty wide open. You have the long shot, who's a Bill Mott maiden here, but is 20% to win out of Salamani. You are getting a huge price on the top pick, second win percentage, the 6 perfect mistake here for Rob Atras.
16-1, really?
Yep.
Well,
that looks like a play for me. I mean, as well, the 8, who I like the second pick. But, and I did mention I thought the 11 at 4-1 could go gate to wire here. But so I may play in a 11-6 exacta here.
I don't know about that 11, man. Manny Franco.
He might jump off, but
he might jump off. He's done it before. It's been a few years, about 3 years, but I still wish we could have that, find that race.
I wish that they didn't block that race from the replays. For sure.
It didn't need to be blocked at all. I mean, the horse never hit the ground. He just went in and Manny bailed. And when he bailed out into traffic too, which was dumb.
Well, when you're going to go, yeah, I guess you go big.
True.
And you don't want to end up like that horse in the last at Tampa yesterday, where it was one of the worst I've seen. So the jockey fell off over the inside rail on the turf course, and then the horse kept running and eventually drifted to the outside rail, and the horse fell over the outside rail.
Oh.
2 separate awful incidents in the same race with the same horse.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a situation where, so that one was on the lead, and all of a sudden you could tell something happened because it just mid-race started slowing down and just stopping with nobody else really pressuring it.
I see our friend Cece Perkinson got her first win at Tampa in the 5th on Domineering.
Nice.
Paid $34.
Aqueduct, we're 1 minute from post here. 5 minutes to the moved up post at Gulfstream, too.
Yeah, Gulfstream is coming fast and furious.
I love it. I mean,
they should do this all the time, right?
Well, if they see that the handle doesn't get obliterated, they of course should do that.
Do we really think the handle will get obliterated because of that?
No, because the computers don't care how long there is between the.
No.
Computers absolutely don't care.
Dancing around there. Tampa is coming up in 3 minutes. Tampa could certainly go off before Aqueduct, the way they dance around there. So just taking a quick look there. You got a square on the 11. 2 turns, top GSR. I don't see any wins in the slop. I only see 1 race in the slop where the horse finished 29 lengths off the pace.
29 lengths.
Yeah, Craig. I did look that up. The horse did make it, and the jockey was okay.
It's crazy. Good crazy, not bad crazy.
Go Sapper. I'll take a small little flyer with this 11. 19% win percentage, which is the 3rd. The 1 is top win percentage at 27, 24, and 19. Oh, yeah. Linda Rice at 29-1 will certainly outrun her odds. It's probably about that time of the year for Linda to hand out envelopes. It's Christmas.
Does she put the checks in the envelopes, though?
I think it's cash.
No, she wrote checks. There was a paper trail.
That's right. That's how they traced it. I forgot. You're right. I keep asking on the Facebook page if she's paid the fine yet, but nobody replies.
Yeah, I know. Well, she does not like those questions, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, she's got a public page there, so she can't block anybody.
Oh, Linda Rice.
So just some DRF news here. While we wait, there are 5 races that have been down. 5 races lose grade 1 status. The downgrade race 1 races include the Carter Handicap Man-O-War Stakes at Aqueduct, plus the Beverly D at Colonial, the United Nations at Monmouth, and the Hollywood Gold Cup at Santa Anita.
Well, the Beverly D, that's a race close to my heart, being that was an Arlington race, but you know all the Arlington races since they've been shifted have not had the quality of fields that you had at Arlington. You're not getting the international horses coming in.
No.
Aidan O'Brien could care less about shipping to Colonial.
No, and Colonial's apparently out in the middle of nowhere. So,
yeah. I mean, you would have Appleby, you would have Aidan O'Brien, you'd have Brazilian horses. Sometimes you get John Godston.
And they're off at Aqueduct.
Yes, they are.
And it looks
11
like
broke a little slow, and it's going to be battling with the 40-1.
12.
11 went off at 5-2, by the way.
And the 6 went off at 17-1.
And it's sitting in a great spot.
Up there near the pace. But there's a lot of horses rolling there, so. 2 down at the rail.
Mm-hmm. The
9 making a move.
9 to the outside.
And then here comes the 10.
Yeah.
Kendrick really hasn't started yet doing much.
Does he have horse, or is this just a one-paced horse?
It's hard to tell. I mean, he's rolling on the horse now, but now he's going to the stick. He staved his sticks.
He's not really riding, though.
The 2's going to win.
Yeah, for fun.
It's going to, and again, here comes the 8. 8's going to get second.
Yep.
2, 8, 9, 12.
All right, so we got Gulfstream coming up here.
Fast and furious.
It is. All right, so let me make sure I have
all that
on Woodbine. I did not. All right, now it looks really bad right now at Gulfstream, by the way.
Let me pull it up. Oh, yeah. They're getting pummeled. They're coming on to the Topeka course. And we got to get to fairgrounds. The 4th race is going to go off. We got to talk about that.
Approaching the starting gate. Last chance to wager.
Matoli Magic, your favorite, 2-1. The 8 second-time starter for Pletcher at 14-1. Eaton's morning line 4-1.
Lining up and moving in for race number 8, starting leg of today's late pick 4. 9-5.
You also have second-time Maker on the 11.
5-2 Hidden Presence. 9-2
third off for Maker.
5 Agra and 7 St. Susan.
Maker Pletcher box. Why not?
Wet weather continues at Gulfstream with the start of the late pick 4. Mitole Magic is favored. Irad Ortiz Jr. He looks for 4 wins on the afternoon. This one for Chad Brown. Now Agra's moving forward. Joe Bravo.
Who are you alive to here, Oldie?
So we had the 3-5-7-9.
Outside, Tony Blue Tape.
3-5-7-9.
Tony Blue Tape. And the 8th.
I'm going to start calling Tony Blue Tape.
Tony Blue Tape. Really love the 8. Make a note.
Renegade.
Yes.
And they're off. Good start for the favorite. Mitole Magic hits the ground running and looks for the advantage, but Joyful Lass has something to say about that. Joyful Lass to the top. Mitole Magic
there you go.
Down
Just
at
on the
inside,
race now.
Tony Blue Tape is on the outside. Agra comes away racing in 4th. Outside 5th goes Street View. Saving ground is Sally Albright racing together with Hidden Presence. And St. Susan's the early trailer with Joyful Lass the early leader. Joyful Lass and jockey Edgard Zayas to the backstretch lead by 2. Tony Blue Tape is there second. Mitole Magic is now third. Agra is fourth. In between horses, Hidden Presence. Down at the rail goes Sally Albright. Wide on the course in Street View, while second last and closer at the back is St. Susan.
Eight's going to be tough.
25 seconds for an easy opening quarter. Less than 5/8 to run. On top, Joyful Last now by 3. Tony Blue Tape second. Mitole Magic
Let's
is
see
third.
what the second
Agra's in
half
the clear
comes.
fourth. Outside of her goes
second
Hidden
quarter.
Presence. Down at the inside, it's Sally
It's a
Albright.
little quick.
And St. Susan, and the
for the
trailer
Tapper.
now is Street View. It went
Yeah,
49
but
and
the,
1 for the opening half mile.
races in
Isolated
the
on the
rain
top end.
typically
Joyful Last
work a little
pushes her
better.
chips all in at the 3 furlong point. She's 3 on top. Tony Blue Tape is second. Agra's moving on her outside. Mitole
She
Magic
looks
is
like she's
together
gone.
with Hidden Presence.
Yeah.
Trying to wind it up from the back is St. Susan as they run to the top of the stretch.
I mean, it's really hard
Here
to
comes
tell
Bravo
because
and Agra bidding up boldly
your
now to
vision-
challenge for the lead. Joyful Lass is right with
You
her.
got the
Back
5,
to third.
right?
Tony Blue Tape.
Yep.
Outside goes Hidden Presence. They're at the top of the stretch. It's Agra who sets sail for the money.
Well,
She's
the
on
5
top with an
didn't-
eighth of a
the
mile
8 didn't
remaining.
fold.
Back to second is Joyful Lass.
No.
Down the center, Hidden Presence. It's still Agra in front. Very game inside. Joyful Lass is second, but she is not making any ground. Agra will win it. Agra under jockey Joe Bravo for trainer Bill Mott. 3 on top. Second was Joyful Lass. Third
Solid
was
run
Hidden
for the
Presence. And up fourth was Street View in 142 and 2.
You know what they say, Agra, cadabra.
They do say that.
So I actually worked with a gentleman named Steve Miller. He
Is
was
that
our
from the Steve Miller band?
he was our security specialist. So yeah, every time we'd be in a meeting with him or anything like that, where you'd have the ho ho ho, it's magic. You'd have fly like it, and we'd be making references and jokes in pretty much everything that we brought up. Good guy to withstand all of that.
Yeah, I forget how. I looked this up recently. Let me look it up again and see if you can guess.
And we did learn one thing, that we cannot play that music.
No, yeah, we play that music. Scotty gets an email.
Yep.
So I did that once, and I won't do it again.
Yep.
So how old is Steve Miller from the Steve Miller band?
I'm going to say about 68.
He's 80 years old and still touring, still playing live shows.
Nice.
I know, that's just awesome. And the thing is, he doesn't look 80, right? Like Gordon Lightfoot, when he was old, when he was in his 40s, he looked old.
I will also, for those of you who are college basketball fans, my Jayhawks came back and beat the Indiana Hoosiers 75-71. Or those of you who had money on that game, it depends. My wife went to Indiana, so that's a nice win for me. And we are, all right, so we're getting close to Laurel here. We're also getting close to Oaklawn race 5.
Looks like the Vikings are up by a touchdown with a lot of the fourth quarter left to play against the Bengals in Cincinnati.
Brad won our fantasy league. Justin finished 5th, and I finished 3rd during the regular season. But I'm probably going to lose my game this week, I have a feeling, after the Thursday night game.
Looks like Kareem broke his hip at a concert last night. They probably needed a bigger stretcher.
Kareem, as in Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Is there any other Kareem?
Roger Murdoch, as he's also known.
Roger Murdoch, yes.
He's the co-pilot.
Man, they really need to do a new, updated airplane movie with some of the, newer stars. I mean, get Brad Pitt and George Clooney, and you could do a whole cast of stuff and do a great movie.
But it would be hard to reproduce the fact that Peter Graves thought that movie was going to end his career.
Yeah.
And didn't get any of the jokes. So I had the, and I'm going to pull up Laurel here, The 4 was going to be our single if we were still alive here. But, you know, in the DVD commentary, that's all they were talking about was that Peter Graves didn't get any of the jokes.
Nope.
And, you know, thought that it was going to end his career. He wouldn't do any of the publicity.
In general.
And, you know, to me, that makes it all the more funnier.
And his career was already over. He was old at that point. I mean,
back in the woods.
Jimmy, you ever seen a grown man naked?
Jimmy, have you ever been to a Turkish prison?
Yeah, those were great. Those were absolutely great.
Billy.
Barbara Billingsley. I speak
Magic Mule. Witty.
And that would have been like a perfect role for Betty White when she was like 102 or whatever.
But, you know, that's part of what made it work. The other thing that was in the DVD commentary that I really appreciated was they were talking about how John Travolta was on the next soundstage.
Mm-hmm.
And Robert Hayes kept telling him what they were doing, and Travolta was dying and wanted to be in the movie.
Yeah.
Commanding General
I saw him once at Universal Studios with his
scramble on for the early lead. Back in the woods, settles it in the 4th spot as they move down the back.
But they couldn't have afforded Travolta back then. That was when he was one of the biggest stars in the world.
Last of them all. Witty trailing
probably
the field
before he
now,
was a
some 10
Scientologist.
off that duel up ahead. It's hot and heavy up front. Top
That's
boss
probably
and
true
Country
too.
there on the outside, matching strides.
Or a pilot.
And Commanding General's on the chase of that hot pace. Another
Four
2
needs to
is
do a
back
lot of
in the
work. We've
woods.
got to
And
go
Magic
last
Mule
to
is
first.
next. Witty slipping through
Yeah.
on the inside. North
he's getting
Highland,
the
3
pace.
deep around that turn, and Our Pride and Joy is trailing the field. So
Yeah,
Cadre
he
and Top
ain't
Boss
moving.
continue
He's gotta
to
get
fight
off
with
the rail,
Commanding
though.
General third of the outside.
Get around
Back
the
in the
3.
woods in a good spot now. Now Witty's coming alive from the back, but has to
He's
go
off
widest
now, and
of
he's
them
gonna
all.
go
Also,
wide.
their Magic
Here he
Mule. So
comes.
Magic Mule and Witty, the ones widest out of the track. They're coming
He's good
quickly
enough.
now.
He wins here.
To the center of the
Yeah.
track. Witty says, "Thank you for the quick pace in the duel." And a furlong left to go. Witty takes the lead by 2.5 from back in the woods. Witty now by 3. Back in the woods second, and Magic
That was a good
Mule
one.
fighting on
Yeah.
as well. Here's Witty and Toledo with 4 today.
So
I
is your,
give a little
foot,
golf clap to that.
Magic
is
Mule
your
is second
football
and back
league,
in the woods.
your
and North
fantasy league over?
No, so now we're in the playoffs. So the way the money works there is half of the payouts go to the top 3 in the regular season and half go to the top 3 in the playoffs. But
Okay.
it's spread, so the winner of the regular season gets 30%. The winner of the playoffs gets 30%. And then it's 15 for second and 5 for third.
All right.
But considering
All right,
I
what
was
do we get?
considering,
What do we
as you know, I was picked to be 1 in whatever it was, 1 in 13, 1 in 14 by Yahoo system. So we're going to Oaklawn, race
Tony,
5.
what late pick 5 do you want us to look at?
He wants to look at Oaklawn late pick 5, which starts in the next race.
Race
So
6.
I think
Yeah.
we have some time, unless you want to look at Los Al race 1.
I'm looking at that now. We'll flip over there, but we can. I think I like the 5 there. I'll take the top pace. Maldonado with Peter Miller. Nothing really exciting there. I mean, I wouldn't bet the mortgage on that one for sure.
The old mortgage bet.
Oh, thanks, Chuck. Chuck just sent me a note. They took the 5 off the turf at the fairgrounds.
So how does that affect his horse?
Well, that's where they were pointing the horse for 9 furlongs on the turf, and it was first turf for it. So we'll watch that one for sure, because that horse was claimed specifically from what Chuck was saying to go on the turf at the fairgrounds.
So I was 2, 3, 5, 12 here, top 3.
At Oaklawn?
Yeah.
Oaklawn without any lawn.
The oak of the lawn. Lots of oak, not a lot of lawn.
Correct.
Five looks tough on the lead here at Oaklawn. Two's sitting a good pocket trap. 12 hasn't been asked yet. The 3 is on the attack, but I think is going to get turned away here by the 5.
12's coming a little bit. 2's in a decent spot if it has any horse. 5 is
but
just...
he seems to be asking. 5 is on the hand ride.
2's not done. 5's moving.
Yeah, 5's... Well, 2 might get out here. It's a long stretch. But I think the 5 is going to go gate to wire here.
5, 2, 3.
And that was a very small pick 5 hit for me on a $40 ticket.
Who'd you have there? The 5?
Very small. Yeah.
$78.35. That's because the 4 scratch. That didn't help you.
Yeah, it was a little better than that. I used 2 horses in the first, a single in the third, and 2 horses in the fourth.
All right, Losal, I'm going to go with Edwin and Peter Miller here. They're going to the gate. And yes, Chuck, you are right, because they took that race off the turf after the sequence started. It becomes an all race now, which would screw up all the payoffs. We were pretty good at that at back in the day with Sam Houston, when you could bet thoroughbreds there, figuring out when they would do that ahead of time and just go all there, because then you'd have them all multiple times.
And a couple times at Gulfstream, we've pulled that off too.
Yeah. It was always great at Sam Houston, though, when they'd scratch a horse and it wouldn't even show up at the paddock.
Yep. They realized the horse wasn't there.
And it was a single.
Yes. And usually an Asmussen horse.
Mm-hmm.
So Hill 716 is 7-2 right now. Just creeped up to 9-2. The problem is I don't know that Edwin realizes that he needs the lead. Nope, he got it. The 8 at 40-1 just hopefully will stop here. If you want to call the race, since you're behind me, are you frozen? Did we lose you? I think we lost Chris there. So he'll be back in a couple minutes. Can't control these internet issues, unfortunately. But 5's on the lead. They're all coming. Edwin looks like he's got horse. He's looking behind him as they turn for home. But the 8 at 40-1 has horse as well. Here comes the 7 at the favorite at 6-5, and the extremely long shot. 5 just was pulled up. The extreme long shot also of the 6. So if you can get this 8 to stay up there for second, this could be a pretty nice exacta. I think I keep thinking the 7's going to go by, but he hasn't gone by yet. Finally, he has. Here comes the 1 trying to ruin the exacta. But it goes 7-8. 6-5 over 40-1. All right, so we have Woodbine and then Aqueduct. Woodbine here, the 6 looks like a solid favorite. Maybe a 6-5 exacta box here. And I'll pull Woodbine up for you guys because they're going in the gate.
That is Frack Amore for Justin Stein, gate number 2. Arctic Blonde is just behind the start. Going in now, Arctic Blonde. Kevin Nichols riding Silent Princess. Now she comes around to gate 4. Into gate 5, Luis Contreras with Kid Gizmo.
Just don't give Kid Gizmo any water after midnight. Or feed him.
Further out is Go Giffen. Jose Campos, Mo Money for Rowe. Maximum 50 walks in. And our Stella racing for Jim Ogilvie as the field awaits 2 more. After our Stella on the way to the gate. 11, our Stella straightens up for Fraser Abley, who's had a very nice run this last week. So Scat Humor is called to the line. And the outside to Emma Jane Wilson with Brackett. Has gone up. They're all in, locked up. On their way, and slow is Arctic Blonde, and back to last is Scat Humor. Running up in front is Maximum 50 and Saucy Name with Kid Gizmo on their inside. A line of 3. Right behind them, Silent Princess and Frackamore. Racing wide, Brackett from Money for Rowe, and then came our Stella. Well back early, Federova, Arctic Blonde. Second last, Go Giffen, and last of all is Scat Humor. Showing up in front. It is on the inside, Kid Gizmo rivaling with Maximum 50, taking a beautiful trail. Saucy Name a length away in third. 2 lengths away, Brackett, Frackamore. Then Silent Princess, Mo Money for Rowe, Arctic running on well, Arctic Blonde on the outside of Fedorova, but this leader's Maximum 50 raced away from Kid Gizmo.
10's loaded.
Come to the final quarter, shot 3 in front. Running home now is Brackett. Saucy Name's there if good enough, but it's Maximum 50 by 2.5. Kid Gizmo, Saucy Name and Brackett coming down the outside. Maximum 50, a length and a half or 2. Down the outside, Brackett, and in the center, Saucy Name are coming now. And then Mo Money for Rowe and Fedorova late. On the outside, Brackett joins Maximum 50, Saucy Name the center. And then Mo Money for Rowe, Brackett, Saucy Name the inside. And there's
how game is that 6?
For Rowe as they hit the wire, Brackett.
13
from on the inside, Saucy Name and Mo Money for Rowe. Go Giffen came flying from Arctic
Welcome,
Blonde
Butch,
on the rails.
since he redhead.
50, 113.70.
All right. So Woodbine, and we go around the horn here. We've got 4 minutes to Gulfstream. So Payzone was a horse I suggested could be a single here because of the pace advantage, even though it was not in the top E picks. It's 1 for 5 at the distance. You know, if I was not single or gangly, if I was not on Payzone. Both Walder horses. This is a first-time Walder. And draws Jose Ortiz on Payzone. So, you know, you have Irad not with Walder. You have Gaff on the favorite with Walder. And then you have Payzone with Jose Ortiz. Oh, we also have Aqueduct race 9 going off in the meantime. So let's go there and see if we can catch that before the 12 was a horse we talked about that Tony and I both liked. Gulfstream has canceled all remaining races, somebody said. Yep. So I'm sure they're just going to pay out they're either going to refund you or pay out the live tickets. I don't know yet that they have a standby for more information. Really, though, Chris had predicted this
10, the unofficial top 4.
Earlier in the week that they were going to end up canceling. All right, so let's go back to Aqueduct then. Of course, we can't show that live, but the 12 horse here, you're getting 4-1 here. And maybe an all E picks exacta or try here, 12-9-1. I do think this one coming off the layoff might have a little something here on the lead. All right, we are heading to the gate at Aqueduct. Again, not one that we can show. Chris says he'll be back in about 5 minutes. His power or his internet went out, but he should be here momentarily, hopefully. And 5 minutes turned into now. Welcome back.
What did I miss?
Canceling the rest of their races.
Gulfstream?
Yep.
Oh, super. Yeah.
And, you did predict that 2 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
And the question is becoming, okay, so what happens to the people who had tickets alive?
They all become alls.
Do they, or do they refund, only being 2 legs in, do they just refund tickets?
I think they all become alls.
All. We'll see. They currently, just to show you what they currently are showing. That's a useful screen for everybody. So the pick 3 did become an all. And paid $2.
$2?
Yep.
That is smoking good. Everybody would love to just have refunds.
Yes, everything else refunded, but hasn't shown what they're doing on the pick 4 or pick 5 yet. You never know what's going to come at us. It's fast and furious these days.
It's not very often on a Saturday you have 0 races run on the turf in the United States, but that is the case today.
Yeah.
Derby 1592 tweeting that out.
That's pretty crazy, actually.
Yeah, it is. All right, so Aqueduct, race 9, does that go off?
That is loading into the gate. I suggested maybe an all E picks exacta or try there.
I think Brad is alive, or is he alive? 2-7-12 weighted double.
And Tony, we'll get to right after Aqueduct. We'll get to an Oaklawn.
Brad, is that right? You're alive to 2712 here at Aqueduct at race 9. Let us know. We'll route you home. The 2 is 50 to 1.
Brick Ambush. Palace Boss.
Oops, I should not have that up there. Sorry, guys. I have to reshare the screen. Click the wrong button. And I do
cheering for 12 for him and Tony. That's kind because you've got the 2. That 2 and the 12 are battling. I don't know, man. I think you'll be rooting for the 2, but
3 got an easy lead. Heavyweight champ. Solo's Fury, the 11. The 1, the long shot, getting a trip along the rail.
he sure is. 12 on the outside and a good stalking point. Seven's up there as well. 7 and the 12.
12 looks like he's got horse. I just don't know if he's going to be good enough to beat the 11 here. 1 needs to get out.
A bunch of nonsense there with the 11, which affected the 1. Come on, 12.
Come on, 12. Come on, 1.
Do it for the chat. It's going to be the 1.
If he doesn't get DQ'd.
I don't know if the 1 did anything there. I think it was the 11. This will be interesting.
Yeah. 1 at 6 to 1 over the 12 at 7 to 2. That was the exacta.
Unofficial.
Unless the 3 did something we didn't see there, the 3 finished 3rd. So Rudy had 1st and 3rd there.
So what the hell happened here?
They didn't. They
1
started
comes
it after.
over.
They started it after, so you didn't get to see it.
We'll get this.
I thought it was the 11 too.
That was a tough stretch run, Brett, for sure.
Nine did not fire at all.
No.
Ooh, bad stumble from the 10 there too.
Really bad.
Let's see if they show it. I don't know how there can't be. They're not going to even inquiry this.
Oh, they have to inquiry this. They may be looking at it now and light it late.
I don't think they're looking at it.
Brad, you needed Manny to jump off. He's due. He does that like once every 3 years.
And maybe it was the jockey on the 11 lost the whip. I don't know. That would make some sense. Or may have lost the whip because they all bumped each other. I'm still not seeing any sign. No objection. No inquiry.
No IRAD.
No runs, no drips, no errors.
Well, they haven't made all this stuff final at Gulfstream yet to let you guys know what they're doing, but.
All right, so Tony wants, we're 5 minutes from the.
Oaklawn pick 5?
Yep.
All right. Pull it up.
So I'm going to tell you, I liked the 7 Dennington as a single here.
We do have an inquiry at Oaklawn. I mean,
Oaklawn, You mean
Aqueduct? We do have an inquiry. It is on the 1. So go ahead, Oldie. I will. I'll keep you posted on the.
all right.
They're going 6 bucks.
So
But I'll
Tony,
keep you posted.
the 7 was an interesting single. The 4 also another horse that I would consider as a single. Big drop, beaten 60s. Likely to get a pretty decent trip. The difference being,
okay, the 1 Oldie is I think, based on what I'm seeing, really caused the problem.
Okay. I was thinking that when I saw it, because I saw the head turn on the 11.
And he's looking around. They're going backwards now. It's great watching them run backwards.
All right, so Tony.
Yeah. The 1's got to come down.
Tony, I also was very interested in this 8 horse in the slop because it's a gun runner, but it does appear to me like it needs the lead. Because if you look at all these races, it never really improves its position in race 7. So there's 2 ways to handle that. If you think that horse in the slop with all these other horses having low GSR, here you like that horse, you could single that horse here. Cassie horse looked good too, but you see the difference in the GSR here going to sprinting there. So this horse really doesn't seem to want slop. So if we're going to trust the wet GSR, this would be the other option.
So they're still, we're looking at the screen here for the inquiry. If Irad was on the 1, they've taken the picture and everything else. But if Irad was on the 1, they'd leave it up and they would probably suspend the 2 and the 11.
Yeah, I mean,
interfering with Irad doing his move.
They're acting like the ones in the winner's circle, though. I mean,
yeah, I mean, they took the picture and everything else, and which is great.
Yeah. All right, so I never added the screen. I thought I was showing. Here we go. So that's what I think for Oaklawn for the late pick 5. I think you take a shot on the Asmussen gun runner who is getting the slop here. Gun runners love the slop. There's a huge GSR advantage here for that horse in the wet. It's very possible the Cox horse, the Practical Joke horse, though, is loaded, or the 7 for Cassie. It is interesting, though, that this horse was working at Turfway, and then they shipped it here.
That is odd.
But, really for me, it would be, I don't like the 7 really at all. It would be the 8 or the 3 in race 7. Two is very interesting, as the Hartman horse here could get an easy lead in race 6, which is about to go off. I mean, the longer this goes on, and you did say you thought.
I mean, it's so hard to tell what they're going to do in New York with these things, but I think the 1 caused all of that nonsense. The jocks are all talking. We got fingers being pointed. You did this, you did that.
Well, you were talking about Irad, but if Paco was there, that turns into a punch instead of just finger wagging and pointing.
Man, back in the day, all these things were settled in the room.
I'm sure Manny's got to go change his silks for the next race, too.
There's a huge contingent outside. They're all looking at the screen.
Yep.
They're all waiting like we are. There's a woman that looks like Bob Baffert out there.
There was a woman who looked like Bob Baffert.
Roberta Baffert.
She could be accosted at any time by Shu or
Justin.
Yes.
Justin or Daniel. Let's just call them by their names, right? Justin and Dan.
Yep.
They're still talking to Manny. They're recording stuff.
And for everybody who's sticking with us, even though there's no West Coast racing we can show and Gulfstream canceled, we appreciate it.
Yeah, it's a rough time of the year. We'll get cooking after the first of the year.
Well, really,
we may even do, Oldie, maybe we'll do a horse tourneys event on the 26th, since they're friendly to Stronach Group tracks and we've got Santa Anita and Gulfstream. We can do a live contest for that. Could be fun.
I did see they eliminated a bunch of stakes at Santa Anita this year as part of the 25% reduction in
well, I think you're talking about Gulfstream. I mean, Golden Gate. They eliminated all but 2 stakes.
What, the El Camino Derby?
Yeah, and the other one, the All-American, I think.
Yeah.
Alan Hancock is saying they refunded both my pick 6 and pick 4 tickets at Gulfstream.
Well,
that probably
I'm just going to say this, good for them, because that's the right thing to do. We're still watching this inquiry here.
Yeah. I think they I think the pick 5 is going to be an all at Gulfstream because they ran one of them.
This is maybe the longest inquiry I've seen.
No, the longest inquiry ever was the Derby.
Well, maximum security, yes. And also a BS disqualification. But that comes from me, who had Serengeti Empress on the first end of at 21-1 on the first end of the Oaks Derby double and was singled to maximum security.
My best one ever getting put up was Rhea Antonia in the Breeders' Cup over Smiling Tiger. So we're still at inquiry status here.
Yep. Oaklawn has gone off, so let's...
Any suggestion is junk?
The 7 at Oaklawn at 9-2. Opens up the pick 5 there. So a good result, beating the 6-5 favorite. The 10 horse Bang Bang Fury. So the 7 horse Midshipman's Dance, Son of Midshipman. First winner for Sean Williams, who is, so this was a Diodoro horse, I would assume. Because I believe he has taken over all those horses during the suspension.
This one horse is like, when the hell do we go back to the barn? Get my
I'm just going to lock this so if we want to come back and look at the results, that I don't mess it up. We got Los Al coming up. Laurel just went off. We just missed it. The 3 at Laurel at 3-1. All right. So,
looks like they've made a decision. Manny is coming back out, so they're going to leave the 1 up. I believe. Which is
sometimes yeah, they're smiling.
Just ridiculous. I mean, why even have rules? And this is why my Naira handle has gone way down.
What just went on in that back? What just went on in that back room either?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, I mean, why bother to have rules? I mean, their takedown is like what, maybe 5-10%. Yeah, look, she's all smiles. Yeah, you pull your way out, you take out 2 horses, and you call it good.
All right, so Los Al, race 2. And like anything, they're about to go in the gate.
Yeah, probably not.
You don't want to play against the 0 for 13 horse here with either maybe the 5 or the 2. Second time or first time starter.
I'd rather play nickel claimers at Turfway.
All right, well, I'm going to put $5 on the 5. Why not?
$5 on the 5, he says. Okay. Field of 5. These are always entertaining. The longest stretch.
I mean, I'm not going to take 2 to 5 on the 6 horse who is 0 for his lifetime. And probably 0 for several other horses' lifetimes as well. 3 broke to the lead at 25 to, no, I'm sorry, 4 to 1. I was looking at the 2's price. 5 and the 6. Yeah. Here comes the 4, the only horse really moving. 5's going to chicken out here. Couldn't get space. 6 ain't winning, though.
No.
Going to go 3-4.
No, Scott, that's not a mile bull run. That's the longest stretch in North America.
But again, guys, if a horse is 0 for 13 and 2 to 5,
yeah,
walk away.
Okay. Walk away. Find something else. Go from there.
Find something else or play against it because it's a money-making opportunity. We just, you know.
All right, Oldie. 3 minutes to the bind.
Bind. Silent Sky, 3 to 4. Very Canadian. 3/4. So why is Silent Sky?
Kimura. Connections.
Yeah. Let's just look here. So Seattle Causeway, longtime loser. Best win is against 42s. How about the long shot? Lightly raced. Beat 48s. Third off the layoff here for Dixon. The 2 Bedazzle Me, which is often what I suggest. It's getting back to the distance he won his only race at. Did just miss against 60s back in May at this distance. But has been running a lot, and I don't know that I trust Justin Stein.
So somehow they DQ'd the 12 at Aqueduct.
What?
Yeah, they DQ'd the 12.
The inquiry wasn't even on the 12.
Yeah, Brad, exactly. W2F. What in the absolute world did the 12 do?
All right, so Aqueduct, 1 minute to post. I'm sorry, Woodbine, 1 minute to post.
And that's the problem with Naira is like you look at that and like the 1 did all of the damage and they take the 12 down. No, you can't make that stuff up, which is like why my handle next year for Naira races is going to go way down because I mean, look at all the stuff at Saratoga. Look at everything else that happens there. How do you really want to trust wagering there? And when there's an incident, really them making the right decision?
Yeah.
No,
it's the same thing we talked about Texas back in the day too. And it's happened to me several times in Louisiana where they've taken horses down that appear to have done nothing. And then horses, and then obvious situations where there should be inquiries, they just ignore it.
You're at that point, you're better off just buying scratchers because at least there's no inquiries there.
True.
Well, that was the EE long shot at Aqueduct that bowled its way to victory and somehow got the 12 disqualified. I don't know what Junior did wrong there. That'll be a good one for some follow-up afterwards. But
well, they do publish that on the NYRA site. So you will get whatever the stewards say they decided.
Yeah, but I'm with Chuck. That Braulu Baeza, he needs to go. He seems to be the ringleader of all that stuff.
So at Woodbine, what I ended up doing was I played a try box with the 2, 4, 9, and 10. I dropped the 3, the 4 to 5 favorite, completely off my ticket.
All right, they're going to the gate at the bind.
Yep. All right. We're going to get
I
up
haven't
there.
seen that one, Brett, in a long time, to where they blink one horse and they DQ another one.
There was a double DQ that happened with maybe 3 or 4 months ago. Probably over the summer, but I don't think it's NYRA.
I hit a double DQ at Belmont probably like 10 years ago when I was there on site for a work meeting. I flew in took the red eye Saturday night, flew in, got it there Sunday morning, and went to the race. And you showing the race, Oldy?
Oh, I forgot to hit to move the tap. There we go.
Fifth is making
easy lead for the 9
runners, and also Handy is on the rail. Super Cop. Then Great Kate Bedazzle Me, and about 3.5 lengths away. Last of all in the early stages is Moral Turpitude. Getting to the rail, Seattle Causeway, and race 2.5 to April Develop, closing some ground in third, Silent Sky. Back fourth, Sarah's Dancer. Where's Salmon Bailey, the center? On the inside, Bedazzle Me mid-pack, followed by Great Kate, Super Cop, second last, Moral Turpitude. Left all alone, Seattle Causeway. Out 2.5 to April Develop, and Silent Sky on the inside as they quicken inside the final 3/8 they race. Back on the inside, Bedazzle Me finishing on pretty well. Behind them, Sarah's Dancer, Where's Salmon Bailey, Great Kate, Super Cop, and last, Moral Turpitude. Seattle Causeway's lead a length and a half. April Develop second. Now the favorite asked to come up is finishing pretty well, Silent Sky. And as they corner, peels away from the inside or up the rails. Which choice goes to the rail? Silent Sky diving home. Seattle Causeway a half to Silent Sky. And now down the center, Bedazzle Me. Attack left and right. Seattle Causeway and Silent Sky and Bedazzle Me go to the lead. Silent Sky taken on. Bedazzle Me races to the front. Bedazzle Me clear. Bedazzle Me goes on to score a length to Silent Sky. Great
2, 3, 5.
The third. Fourth, Seattle Causeway. Race time 1:25.93.
Is this true? Or what they claimed? Scott. I mean, Brad, were they even, that didn't look like what I saw in the replay, but okay. We got Tampa race 5 coming up. We got Fairgrounds race 6. Tampa, in the slop, you have a 48 GSR horse. Who is your favorite at 4 to 1, lukewarm favoritism. You have the 9 at 12%, Mighty Jin Jin. I was going to call it Mighty Jin, who is at 19 to 1. Definitely needs the lead. Probably will get it. 2 to its inside is a little fast. Well, is your second choice. Any thoughts on Tampa? Oh, and by the way, do we believe, so Scott says that he heard this on YouTube, that Gary Contessa was suspended because an owner fed an energy bar to a horse. That sounds like one of those excuses, like it's always contamination.
Yeah, well, you should never let anybody feed your horses anything. That's interesting. Brad said they were claiming the 12 cut the corner and bumped into the 11, who then bumped into the 3. Yeah, the problem is, Brad, the video evidence doesn't show that.
Well, he's saying, so read the next line that I just put up there.
They're showing on a NYRA feed and showing the bumping, I think a little bumping, but not as much as the 1 did. The 1 clearly did the bowling move that they always allow.
Yeah, the IRAD move.
Yeah.
So what do you think, race 9 at Tampa, your favorite?
The 4.
So you like the 4 Bingo Star here?
Mm-hmm.
Very close to Ringo Star. But yeah. Bingo.
Like me some 4. Top GSR.
Don't like the 11's wet GSR there. So 4 maybe with the 2 and 7, 3 top GSRs. For me.
Let me get Tampa up here.
3 minutes to post.
I'm surprised. I thought Tampa would cancel before Gulfstream, but
Tampa doesn't look that bad. I mean, you can actually see the horses. At Gulfstream, you couldn't even see the race.
Yeah, well, I've watched them call them in the fog before where they can't see the horses either.
Yeah.
All right, they're getting ready at Tampa.
Ready at
what else
Tampa,
do we have?
We got Fairgrounds race 6. Where your top pick is the 10. Was 0 for 3 at the distance.
That 5 horse that I liked at Fairgrounds got hammered down to 9-2,
yeah.
And didn't show up at all. 5%.
They wanted turf for that horse, so we're not that surprised.
No.
So the question for me at Fairgrounds is on this 9 horse. Does it run back to the previous races? Second off the layoff for Catalano?
Well, Oldy, it looks like that we're looks like Laurel race 9 will be the end for us, because then we got quite a gap and not a whole lot going on.
Yeah. No, that's a good
good
stopping point. I think I hope everybody's enjoyed the show. Please hit the like button, by the way.
Hit the like button, join a coaching class, sign up for a subscription, even for a month. Give it a shot. If you got questions, you can find Oldy and I on Twitter. Join one of our classes. We're happy to explain all this kind of fun stuff.
And it's still the best value in horse racing in terms of tools, because you get every race that's in Aqueduct every day. Not in Aqueduct, in Equibase every day, including Far Meadows and Moncton.
You get stuff that you can't even bet on.
If it's in, and we've been asked how soon do things show up in the system? If it's in Equibase, if the draw is in Equibase and the entries, it will be in the system because it's directly tied to Equibase for that. So, you get things as quickly as Equibase gets them.
And we will definitely do a Moncton show next year.
Yes. And Chris will be changing his Twitter for that day to the Moncton chapter.
Mm-hmm. You get like 20 horses. They go like 9 miles. They run over a asphalt road that they put dirt over.
Those are the timber races, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
I
still don't understand that. I mean, somebody was saying on the WhatsApp chat that that it the rule is the reason they took the 12 down is that when horses are overloaded like that with the traffic jam, it's the responsibility of the outside horse to relieve the pressure. What kind of BS is that? So the outside horse, even though the one caused all the problems,
yeah.
I mean, if anything, disqualify the 1 and the 12.
The 1 had room to its inside and chose to go out.
He destroyed the 2 and the 11. And then didn't have the nerve to jump off.
All right. Getting 7-2 on the Catalano 9 horse, who seems to be only speed here at Fairgrounds.
All right, they're gathering near the gate here in Tampa. And thanks, folks, for hanging out. We'll be back next week. And then we'll be back on the 26th.
Yeah, starting with next Saturday through the first of the year, we'll be doing 2 shows a week.
Yes, sir.
And thank you for, everybody who has joined. We've really enjoyed the show today. I hope you have as well. They are still kind of mulling around at Tampa like it's Charlestown.
Yeah. Thanks, Tony. Appreciate it.
Go Bears, Scott. We gotta run the table. And maybe get lucky. Tampa wins the South there. And beats the Packers for us. Does Fairgrounds go off before Tampa here? I mean, Fairgrounds looks to be in as bad of shape as Gulfstream, as I look at it.
Yeah, Fields is a big bust, for sure.
Fields' last 17 games, his numbers are better than Joe Burrow.
That's great.
4,000 yards, 30 touchdowns, 12 interceptions.
Thanks, Brad. Have a good rest of your weekend as well. Looks like the 11 just fouled the 12 into the gate at Tampa. It could be a inquiry before the race.
Well, the outside horse is responsible. We know that now.
If any of you are in the Tampa area and like to play poker, I will see you Monday night for the 10K guaranteed tourney. They're off at Tampa. The camera is really jacked up on the bottom part. It's a mad scramble to the lead, and it looks like the 5 is going to get it over the 9.
Yep.
My 4 is mid-pack.
Well, and excellent placement of trees at Fairgrounds blocked the entire start.
Yeah, that's a reoccurring occurrence there. 21.79 for the opening quarter there at Tampa. Can this 9 hold on? The 2 looks like it's coming up on the outside. Is that the 2? No, that's the 11.
Well, that's the 2.
4 was rolling. Looks like the 6 is going to run by all of them at 35 to 1.
No, 3 is going to win.
No, 3. 3-6. That will be a $189 to 1. 189 to 1 exact in there in the last at Tampa.
Can't tell who it is along the, looks like the 2 at Fairgrounds as well.
$12,000 pick 5. I'm guessing the 5 or 6 might pay $1,600.
All right, we got Oaklawn coming up.
We got Aqueduct in the last at Aqueduct as well.
For the last at Aqueduct or the, well, we got a couple minutes to Oaklawn. So
yeah, Aqueduct is loading right now.
For me, it was those 3 horses. So, yeah.
And they're off. 2's got the lead.
Broke nicely.
4 in second with the 10. 4 wants to press the affair.
Which I think the 10 is saying go right ahead.
Yeah, of course. Just like the Laurel call. I don't know, that 4 may be loaded. Could be the good buddy Exacta. 10-4, 4-10.
These kids these days don't even know what 10-4 means.
No. Well, they do because they watch live PD.
That they have never had the pleasure of having a giant antenna on top of their car.
That 4 is gone.
Yep.
Nice move. 4-10, 12-9.
I wouldn't get too cocky.
No, he's got it.
Yeah, he's got it. All right, Oaklawn.
Fast and furious here towards the end of our time.
The 8 at Oaklawn, who is the top win percentage, top GSR, currently sitting at 4-1. I will take some of that action.
Maybe wanting me some Lipperoo here. 11-1.
The leopard himself. Julian.
Oaklawn looks like an AP meet. Yeah. Problem is they're always off the turf. Always off the lawn. And then we got Laurel coming up, Oldie, and then we'll call it a wrap. For some reason, Remington is running an early car tonight, which is odd. Their final race of race day of the year.
Everything's a mandatory payout.
One day we'll do like I know Kenny's been doing shot 10 and stuff. It would be good maybe one night to I can't do shot 10. That shit starts at like 11 o'clock, but
yeah, that's not going to happen with me.
Yeah.
Either.
Australia stuff is fun though. One day we'll have that.
2 minutes to Laurel, by the way, so we'll keep an eye on that.
Yep. I've got the lawn of the oak up.
And the oak of the lawn.
No cash bail in Illinois. Yeah, there's no cash bail in California either. There is in Florida, though.
Scott, has no cash bail made a difference in your life? It hasn't in mine.
They take debit cards. If you like fun cop videos, go look up Fridays with Frank in Arizona. There's some good stuff there.
Oh, somebody just reared up there.
Yeah, and ran
5
out.
just broke through the gate. That's at least 2 horses. Because there's a jockey off from the one that reared up.
All right, so Laurel and Oaklawn are going on top of each other, which is an ideal way to end the day.
Classic.
in my work life, I manage a team called the scheduling team, and I am certain that group of the 5 fine people that do that team could schedule all the races to where they don't go off on each other.
Yeah, there's software to do this with. It's not.
Yeah, it's called Control M.
Yeah, but even so, we go to these competitions where there's 1,000 teams or 1,500 teams, and they can schedule that properly.
Yeah.
And they have to take into account things like crossovers and stuff like that, and give them enough time between performances.
You really need parimutuel wagering on that stuff, Oldie. That's another show.
One of the moms was actually talking about that. But she's also one of the, I would describe as, she always has some calamity going on.
Don't they all?
So I don't know that she's the one I'd want handling the money.
Oh, my Lord. The 5, they brought the 5 back? That's a double gate breakthrough.
And the horse is pissed right now.
Have you ever seen a double gate breakthrough? That horse sprinted out. What the hell did they do here? Oh, I mean,
they're loading again.
Between the lawn and the duct today, shenanigans galore.
Come on, break through one more time. No, they didn't give it a chance.
And the 5's got the lead. If
it does not look that sloppy anymore, though.
If the 5 wins, it would be the most amazing thing ever. You can already see the saddle shifted because you can see the pad.
Yeah.
You cannot see the pad anywhere else.
I think the 3 might have been the one that reared up, and the jockey got off too.
Tractor beam has been activated on the 5, being sucked to the back. OB1 was unable to get there to turn the tractor beam off.
I mean, the 5's already run like 5 furlongs before the race started.
Yeah.
Gun runners in the slop. That was the single I gave you, Tony. Did you play that? Of course, I may have spoke too soon because the 8's out of gas. Nope. Boom.
Nope.
Did you play? Anybody play that?
Gun runner in the slop.
Gun runner in the slop.
Let me look. Oh, I did have $15 on the 8.
40-point GSR advantage. Okay,
right,
so this was the ticket. Hold on. Before we exit, let's go to Laurel. Yeah. The stretch run at Laurel, literally. Too much the best.
Yeah, beating a 5-2 though. I love how they're all 0% at this point.
Yep. Well, unless there's something catastrophic that happens at that point. Shut down.
Well, about the last, I don't know, inside the marked area there on the rail, you know, even if the jock died, he might have still been able to hang on because that's happened before.
Well, and here was what I gave out for Oaklawn.
Flip over. You got the.
Yeah, I'm doing it right now. So.
There we go.
This is what I gave out for Oaklawn. So you got the 7 home at 9-2. You got the 8 home at 3-1, and then you got the rest of the ticket.
So you hit the pick 5 there?
No, we still have 3 more legs here at Oaklawn.
Okay. Something to follow after the fact.
But the single is home.
There you go. And I made a couple of bucks on there, and I don't have to worry about the last few. Yeah. Super.
All right. Appreciate it. And Tony, I wasn't talking about you. I was talking about the other Tony. So.
Yeah. But thanks for joining, everybody. Hit the like button on the way out. Sign up for a coaching class. Get a weekend pass. Give it a shot. You got questions, you can find us on Twitter. We're always happy to answer questions and kind of go over things. But I like to use that and workout reports to kind of make decisions and go from there. But we'll see you again next week. And then remember to mark your calendars for the 26th. That'll be a good day.
Wonderful. Thank you, everybody. And thank you, Chris. Appreciate it.
Always a pleasure, Oldy.